Okay, everybody wave hello.
Hello!
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hang on just 1 second. I'm going to mute everybody out just temporarily. Hold on. Manage.
What is that? Is that a noise? Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. I'm tired. I may not seem it, but I'm tired. Florida was exhausting but invigorating, and our dog was throwing up yesterday morning and was coughing up blood. We thought she had swallowed something, so we were at the ER all day, and she slept there last night. Brought her home today, and seems to be okay. A little lethargic, so I'm spraying a Sia in her mouth, but very glad to be here. Debbie is on a plane, so we're going to be missing her this evening. She might be on in time for the surge call. We'll start that at 9 p.m. Eastern, but definitely got some things to go over here. Excited to see everybody. Looks like we're up to, 66 people on the call. I see people from all over. I see people I see Michael on the West Coast. I see Bill and Anna and Jackie on the East Coast. Things are happening. Just a quick getting started on the call. I'm David Silverman, if you are new. I'm an ASEA associate in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm a triple diamond. They also asked me to be on the medical professional board of the company. Every Monday, we do this call to welcome new people aboard, to kind of answer some questions, to kind of go through some real basics on how to educate people about this. My background is podiatry and foot surgery. I've sold my practice and my surgery center. People think I'm crazy sometimes, but they have no idea. If you've been in ASEA for a little while, you know that I'm not crazy, that this is an amazing thing. And we gather every Monday night here as a team for a few purposes. And let me just run through a couple of those, and then we'll get to the agenda that we have. So, we welcome new people aboard. We do that towards the end of the call. So if you're new, we definitely stick around. We want to meet you. We want to hear where you're from, and if you've seen anything happen with the product so far and so forth. So we welcome new people. We always share a product testimonial. Somebody shares a product testimonial. That's at the beginning. We share a business testimonial. And the reason we do that is because, look, this product's a miracle, and it works. And it's a breakthrough, and everybody that you know and I know is going to be on this product. But a lot of people are struggling and settling in this in our world, struggling financially or settling financially, or settling with time freedom tied to a job. They have no real time freedom of their own. They have no autonomy, and a lot of people are just settling with not enough passion, not enough fun in their life. And when I was down in Florida, I said, how many people get excited when you hear the word Monday? And nobody raised their hand. And I said, how many people get excited when you hear the word Friday? Everybody raised their hand. And that's kind of sad, because, wouldn't it be nice to go through life and be as excited about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as you are Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Because you're doing something that makes a difference, and you're doing something that's profitable as well. So, we have a business testimonial. We go through announcements, things that are going on, trying to plug people into what we call our infrastructure, or really win-frastructure, things that are happening that they may not be aware of, that will make their life so much easier in building this business. We have a few announcements tonight. We have a training topic that we go over tonight. I'm going to go over I'm going to go over three-way phone calls, why they're important, and a little bit on how to do them really properly, why they're really critical. But then we're going to have some things that's not technically a training, but it is. I've asked Danielle Matthews and Jackie Davidson to kind of go over a few things with what happened with their team when I was down in Florida. I did a presentation this week in last Tuesday in Clearwater, Wednesday in Sarasota, Thursday in Orlando. We had a great, fun kind of training, but just a fun bonding team meeting at Bill and Anna's 6 home near Melbourne. And then we did a big meeting in Melbourne that was a great success. I mean, it was so many guests. When I ask for people to come up front as guests that have any type of pain in their body, sometimes we get 3 or 4 people. We had 10, which was really convenient and nice, because we always say 90% of people get results with the product within 10 minutes. And it was 8.5. But when they sat back down, the 1.5 people, not a half person, but basically one had a mild result. The other ones were flipped out. But they put the product on more, and they stood up and said, "This is amazing. It worked," a few minutes later. So very illustrative of what we see happen. And Jackie Davidson actually filmed it. So I'm going to see if I can find a way to get it out to everybody. Don't want you to post it on social media, although I think I didn't use the word pain. I didn't make any medical claims, but you could see the people come up first in the front of the room, just like we do at our in-homes, and say who has discomfort, and they went down the line, they rated their discomfort. You can see it, knee problems, back problems, and the scale of 1 to 10. And we had them sit down, put the product on, and a timer said, okay, start, 2 minutes later, reapply, 2 minutes later, reapply, and then 10 minutes, come on up. We brought them back up. I had them lined up the same way, and they went down the line. And the audience could see, I think there were like 85 people there, could see the look on their face. And that was powerful. And if you do that in your in-homes with people, this Thursday night we'll talk about, we have a very special speaker expert coming in Thursday night. You can see the same results. I mean, it's 90% across the board pretty much. So we'll have a training topic. We'll talk about that. We'll introduce new people, and that's what we're going to do this evening. So let me get started and see, is Dennis on the line? I think Dennis is going to share. Let me see if I can unmute. Dennis, can you hear me? I can hear you, but your microphone must not be on because you're unmuted. Your microphone's not working.
It's always something.
Now you've muted. Let's see, because you're unmuted, but your lips were moving and I couldn't hear you. Nope.
David, I'll give him the information so he can call in. But you want to just bump to the business testimonial, because I know Bill and Anna have audio.
You are Danielle. You are so on it. I love it. I swear. Okay, absolutely. So Bill and Anna's sick. I'm going to unmute you right now. You're both unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Thank you so much for such a great gathering in your home. Some great potluck food and good wine and good beer, and you guys are awesome, and a good prayer to start it off too.
Well, thank you, my friend. We so enjoyed having you down here in Florida. You made a big difference in kicking us off, so we can't thank you enough.
Thank you both, and I got to meet Braden too, a nice young man. And so if you guys, you're going to give kind of the business testimonial, and you are really just kind of getting going in here. And Anna's a nurse, and Bill, you can share your background, but why don't you share your backgrounds and really why you're engaging this as a business, and not just a product user.
Okay. Well, I'm Bill Sick, and this is my lovely wife, Anna. I have been a business owner all of my life, been in corporate America all my life. Anna has been at the highest levels of nursing, a director of nursing, and now we do a nurse care management organization. And you've asked me to kind of talk about the business opportunity. Again, coming out of corporate America, it's very interesting to look at this. I have bought and sold over 60 organizations in my life. And one of the things, there's about 7 or 8 things I look for when I look for a business opportunity. The first one, which is you've got to have strong management, strong moral management who are super qualified. And without question, this SIA meets that goal with a check mark. Number 2, the investments and the money placed back into the growth and the planning of the organization have been unstoppable. It is one that I've not seen in corporate America very often. It's 1 out of 100 organizations. You have a new corporate office, a new manufacturing facility, new IT infrastructure right now. You have a new distribution along with the infrastructure all around the world as we continue to open up new markets. That's remarkable. We have a plan, not a 24 and 36 month plan. We have a long-term vision for massive growth. We are a strategically advantaged organization. We have no competition. And when you start looking at the groundbreaking technology that we have and the research that sits behind us, along with the breakthrough technology and the products that we have and patented, there's no stopping us. So from a business perspective, these items, along with a few others, are just important. You know, people will sometimes ask us about multi-level marketing. Well, you know what? I've been involved with 40 different distribution models in my life and set many of them up. And this is as good or better than any of them that you can find, especially for this type of product and where we're going. The last couple things are the simple things for all of us that are just getting started. The message is very, very simple. The tools that they've given us, it's almost like we've rebranded ourselves with all the new information and pamphlets and simplicity in the message. And I guess when I finalize all of that, it comes down to three things. It is duplicatable, it is expandable, okay, and it is sustainable. So in every regard, every check mark that I could put down as a business entrepreneur and purchaser of companies in the past, it meets and exceeds every one of these things. It is, I quit my job because I'm going full time at this because I believe in it. So I hope that's a testimony you're looking for, but it is.
Hey, I never know what anybody's going to say, but I got to tell you, Bill, that was PERFECT. Thank you so much. And I appreciate that coming from a business perspective, because I came from a medical perspective, and it's, you know, I've become a businessman. I mean, I own my own practice, but I've become more of an international business. My practice was my little world of feet and ankles, but now the world is the oyster. And Anna, you come from the nursing background, so you come from a different perspective, and you're all in also. Now you're keeping your job right now, but you both came to convention. What was it that you saw there that made you guys make this firm decision that this was it for you guys?
Well, just meeting everybody in the ASEA world was fantastic, because it really made us understand just how ethical and how moral this company is, and how everybody from the bottom up is really just interested in helping people. And that's where we come from. That's what we do. I own my own business as a nurse, as a care manager, and what I do is make sure that people who are aging have every resource known available to them, and that they're not taken advantage of. And so that's just where we come from and what we do. And so it fits in perfectly with our lifestyle and our morality, if you want to say that. And so we were just really moved at convention. We were moved by the people that we heard speak, and we were moved by the company itself, especially the founder. And listening to Tyler Norton really give the background of the company was probably my hot spot of the convention. I realized that this company is it's an amazing place to be, and that's where we want to spend our time.
Fantastic. And you guys made the decision to go to convention, and obviously it was a good decision. And so I have to tell you, it was something very, I mean, I don't know how to say it, intuitive about having an event at your house. You drove to Orlando on Thursday night, and that's when I got to see you guys for the first time really and spend a few minutes. And then you put together an event and hosted it at your house. Now, I don't know how it came about, if it was a whole team effort and everybody, Danielle and Jackie, everybody said, hey, we need a place to do it. And you said, hey, we're going to do it. How did that come about? Because that was very powerful, that people were just bonding. You lined up shots of ASEA, people were eating potluck, people brought food, and some of the people I don't think were even in your organization, but you had a circle, Bill, you led a prayer, a non-denominational prayer, which is pretty powerful. How did that come about?
Our whole, first of all, it is a team effort.
Danielle initiated the potluck, and we of course always raise our hand to be the host.
But we live in a world where we do a lot of entertaining. We teach a lot of groups, and we have them here. So we come from kind of an entertaining area world, and that's how fellowship and bonding really come to play. And I think that when Danielle asked us, or just sent it out to the group, we said, hey, this is what we need to do. We need to get the group together. We need to bond. We need to spend some time together. And that's just what we do. We did another one Saturday right after our Sunday, right after our Sunday event. So, I mean, we went 4 days in a row with these big events. So, but we're still here and on this call tonight.
Well, it was great. It was really great getting to know you guys, and the Space Coast Florida is finally launched now. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, David.
David, you muted yourself.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. You kept me on track at the event. I got to tell you, Danielle, I even said, I think my wife just corrected me, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dennis, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. It was really nice meeting you. So Dennis, tell us about yourself and tell us your product story.
Hello, everybody. My name's Dennis Bergstaller. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Nice to talk to you all. I'm a painting contractor here in Orlando. And my friend Harry Seward introduced me to ASEA and the Renew 28. Playing softball together, we sat down on the back of my truck. He said, I got something for you to try, and rub it on the bottom of your foot. I have very rough foot pains. Rub it on the bottom of your foot 3 times within 5 minutes, and let's see if this does anything for you. So we did it, and to be quite honest, I put my sock and my shoe back on, and we went out on the ball field, and I never did say anything to him, and that was because I had no more pain in my foot. Pretty crazy. So we went out, we played ball for the whole weekend, and it was like a month later I saw him putting this cream on again, and I said, let me try that again. It worked for me. I forgot all about it. It was so good. So I did it again, and that was it. I was hooked. He asked me would I like to talk to somebody to get me interested in seeing a little bit more about it, and I said absolutely, and he got me on the phone with Danielle, and that was it. She is amazing. Dr. Silverman, you are amazing. I've seen you on the screen, but meeting you in person and listening to you in person was unbelievable. I'm hooked, and I'm so excited, and I'm learning, and I want to keep learning.
Dennis, thank you so much. And let me ask a question. You're so excited. So tell me, if you can articulate real quickly, what are you excited about?
This technology. Yes, the Renew 28 was great, but when I started the liquid, the ASEA was within the first 10 days, I knew that this stuff was amazing, and it did a lot of other things for me as well. Not just that. I have diverticulitis, and it's helped my gut out and what's going on. I have a ton of energy during the day. I sleep better. I don't get up so much at night. It's amazing, and I can't wait to pass it on. And I had family there with me at the Orlando meeting, and I'm waiting to hear back from them, but they had good things happen as well, and you met them. So I'm excited. I want to spread the word.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dennis, for sharing. Really, really appreciate it. Nice meeting you. And we're going to see about making Orlando a hotspot. I'm going to request a corporate event in Orlando because it's a center. It's only 2 hours across to go across the whole state up there, between Clearwater and Sarasota and Melbourne and Cocoa. Seems like a perfect location. And I don't know when we had a convention there last year, but maybe they'll set another one the year after next because of it's in Dallas. But Dennis, thank you so very much. Really appreciate you being on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
You bet. Absolutely. Okay, wonderful. Let me pop back here. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to go through some quick announcements, and we'll keep moving through the rest of the call here. So a couple announcements. One is I don't know how many people have seen the website amazingmolecules.com. Some people have, some people have not. I'm going to share my screen in a minute here. Let me pop it up here. And because Alan Noble, who is part of our upline, shot a really, really good PowerPoint explaining ASEA. So let me share my screen. Amazingmolecules.com. You go to the site, you'll see this is what you'll see. And this is the video right here. It's 23 minutes. Now, I believe there is one just on the product that doesn't have the business. It's about 16 minutes. I have to get the link for it. But very, very good resource, very good video. That's one thing I want to make note of. Another thing I want to make note of is I hope everybody is on Trish Winkler's newsletter. It's A-Team Support. And I'm going to see if I can pull it up from today so you can see and how you can subscribe to that. Here's the update, October 16th. Pop that up so you all can see it. Some of you may, let's see, hold on one second. I'm sorry, Trish. There it is. So this comes every week, and it's very good to get on this because it keeps you up to date on what's going on. In fact, here's the video. Amazingmolecules.com is the, oh, that's how you do it. Amazingmolecules.com is the video I show you. If you just want product, go to amazingmolecules.net. But announcements of things that are going on. And one of the big announcements, which I'm going to announce, I'll do it right now, is this Thursday. Thursday is our business building night, everybody. Everybody should really, if you're interested in building a business, you know, drop what you're doing on Thursdays and make Thursday, hey, I'm building my business on Thursday nights. If you have an in-home, you're going to have an expert come into your house via Zoom, via this technology you're on right now on a flat screen on your TV. All you do is hook up your laptop to your TV with an HDMI cord. And at 7 o'clock in any time zone you're in, doesn't matter because this happens 4 times. And this week, this man, Ed Weems, is one of the most eloquent speakers we have in the company. And his wife is a nurse. They do it together. You want to have guests on this event. Now, you can invite them long distance to Zoom in, and you set up a time to follow up with them on Friday. But for goodness sakes, if you have a 9 out of 10 chance of helping somebody's pain go away in a few minutes, you have their full attention. They're not researching ASEA to see if it's real. They're researching it to see why in the heck it worked and maybe more about the business side of it. So if you start your meeting at 6:30, you have a little food, nothing fancy, and at 7 o'clock you start your official meeting. You share with people why you invited them. You say you're going to give them an experience, anybody that has pain. But also put the product, the gel on anybody. They can see blood vessels kind of dilate on their wrist or their arm. Play a short video, whatever video you want. I mean, I shot 6 minutes, 6reasons.com. That's a good intro because you know that at 7:30, you don't have to explain the redox molecules. You don't have to explain the genetics study. You don't have to explain how to use it. You don't have to explain that it's not salt water. You don't have to explain the patents. You don't have to explain the business opportunity. You're going to have an expert there to do it for you. And the people that are tying into this are winning. They are moving. This is a reason why they had so many guests in Florida when I was there. I mean, everywhere I went, it was full of guests. It was all brand new people that had signed up for guests because they've tied into this Thursday night rhythm of the business. You know, you don't have to invite people to a hotel to see your opportunity and your product. Just get them to your house. With conviction and confidence and seriousness and sincerity, invite them to your house Thursday night. This Thursday is going to be an amazing, amazing speaker. So every week there's a great speaker. It's always a triple diamond. So, and all they have to do is go to thisisasea.com, thisisasea.com, and you're in. And long distance people also. Now, some people are having a hard time getting in last week. So I'm going to, in a minute, I'll type in, if I don't do it, remind me to type in the actual Zoom number so that in case you can't get in with thisisasea.com, you can get in. But here are all the, look what's happening here. This is last week. New diamond, new platinum, new silvers, new bronzes, right? I mean, they don't even list all the Director 700 and 300s. Things are really starting to pop. So that's one announcement I wanted to make. Another announcement I want to make is, let's see, I did Alan's videos, Trisha's newsletter. I'll put in how to subscribe to that, Edwin's. Okay, a lot of great events last week, and coming up in 2 weeks in Maryland. Now, if you live on the East Coast, anywhere mid-Atlantic, or you know people, take note of this event and get registered. This is October 28th. It's a super Saturday. I'll be there. Debbie will be there. Karen Riley, Executive Vice President company, she'll be there. There'll be a doctor and nurses panel discussion. Dr. Foster Malman and Terry Malman will be there. Dr. Malman's on the medical professional board with me, and Terry had debilitating Lyme disease. Mevadne Yu is a new diamond. A great event. 10 to 12 is going to be more about the product and the opportunity offered, and the afternoon is going to be more about training on how to educate people about this and how to go about helping people and both teaching them how to help other people and thus building a business. So those are some of the announcements I wanted to make. Let's see, what else we got? My son Max is on here actually, and he's on a plane flying probably about 36,000 feet on his way back from Scottsdale. Anyway, training. I want to get to, not me first, because I can do mine quick if we need to, about three-way calls, as critical as it is. But I want to have Danielle Matthews and Jackie Davidson unmute their lines. And I'd like them to share. Things are rocking with them. Jackie went bronze last week. She's going to pop into the executive momentum pool this week. And she's going to do it on the fast track, which means there's like a lot of extra money in it. Their team is moving. And it's funny how one person who is fully committed can inspire other people and make them realize, hey, they're going and I'm going with them. So Danielle and Jackie, I'm going to open it up to you guys, and maybe you can just introduce yourselves to the team and kind of share what's going on down there, because you guys put it together. I said, I want you to run me ragged, and you did. And there was all these new people. And the follow-up you had a system you had a special Zoom business briefing for the new people last night. Share with everybody, if you can, what you're doing, because some people are moving forward fast, some are moving forward slow. You guys are moving, and everybody that's not moving as fast as they want. Look, comparison is the thief of all joy, but people like tips. So maybe you can share some of your wisdom.
Sure. Thanks, David. I don't have kids. I'm 29 years old, and I'm just sitting here like so proud of Bill and Anna and Dennis and Jackie and everyone getting recognition that's on my team. I can only imagine what it feels like to have children, because I'm like full of pride right now. But I'm going to introduce Jackie, and I'm going to let Jackie just share for her what switched with her, what's going on with her. And Jackie, if you want to talk about kind of our pre-event, so Flyers Eventbrite and why we did that, and then I'll go into the kind of the flow of the events and how we followed up.
Awesome, thanks. First, I have to say I have an amazing leader, Danielle. I feel like we have to share our story. We were at we had our event Saturday at the Chamber of Commerce, and it was the second office that they've opened. And when they first opened it, we were in a Friday meeting, and there was probably 80 to 100 people in there, and we caught each other's eye across the room, and we just kind of nodded to each other, and we were having the same vision. And when we got together, we were like, we're going to fill this room, and Dr. Silverman's going to be here. And we did it. High five. Woo! But Danielle is just amazing, organized, and man, she keeps on track. And it's like when my phone goes, I'm like, it's Danielle. She's going to say, invite. And we're just like, okay, I'm inviting already. But we've had a couple smaller events, and we used Eventbrite, and we posted it to everywhere that we knew. We created events on Facebook. We posted to our local chamber office, some other places around town, and just shared it so people could find out about it. And then every person that's in our funnel, we have this binder system going. We just called and texted and called. And then as we started going to the, like when we saw you at Clearwater, Dr. Silverman, and then Danielle was in Sarasota, and then we saw you in Orlando, then it was like, man, game on even more so. And I mean, I was literally texting people when I was listening to you in Orlando, and then it was really just that push of, oh my gosh, you cannot miss this. And people came, and my downline came, and they're on fire, and they're bringing people in, and it's just exploded with what has just happened. So events are key, and that lady right there, Danielle Matthews, man, she has got it going on. She's got a training system, and she backs up what she says. And you know, it's, as you know, David, she's all of our wives. Yeah, she gets us all going. So I'm so blessed if we had the hurricane and we all went through that and she wasn't here, and I'm like, Danielle, you don't understand. I'm like, oh, I was like, just call her and have meltdown. And she's like, I'm not letting you implode. Get your list out. We're calling right now. And so I just call the people, and I'm like, hi, it's Jackie. I got Danielle on the line. I mute, and she does all the talking. She's an amazing, amazing leader, and I'm following in her footsteps.
Well, I'll tell you, Jackie, what you just said is key. You know, I'm gonna be talking about three-way phone calls, and few people in your group, even Harry had said to me, he goes, David, I was talking to people and talking to people and talking to people, nothing was happening. And finally I did a three-way phone call. I got Lynn on the phone, and it was like magic happened. And I think Dennis, who spoke, was his first three-way phone call, and said it's not magic for everybody, but man, things started moving when I decided to do three-way phone calls and that third-party validation. So you're doing it as a team. You do three-way calls with Danielle. She learned by doing them with other people. You're learning from her, and now you're going to be the expert for the people that for your people, as you already are. And even inviting people to Thursday night. I mean, everybody that wants to take advantage of Ed Ween's doing this presentation at 7:30 in every time zone should be doing three-way phone calls to re-invite people and say, you should come over to Jackie's house. This is powerful. So I really appreciate what you just said. Is there anything closing you'd like to say before I turn it back over to Danielle?
I'm just really, really, really thankful that we have such an amazing team and amazing upline and support and training. And like a lot of people, I've been in other businesses, and it's just like, I can't do this. I don't know what to do. But man, there's no question. There's no question. I send Danielle, I had this person say this, that, and the other, and she'll just send me back a text message. I just copy and paste it right off to them. So I'm very thankful to be in this company with the great leadership that you guys have provided.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that make you feel, Danielle?
Awesome. I want to give you all something that, you know, this didn't happen overnight, right? Having 4 events and bringing Dr. Silverman down here, it's not like I just said, oh, we're going to do this, and then we filled the room with people. You know, this was something that it took time, and each event was kind of different. And so trying to pull together and just so that you all can walk away with some things, you know, the woman in Sarasota that allowed me to connect with the integrative medicine clinic down there where we did the event. And we had 50 or so people, practitioners of the clinic. I mean, it was a fabulous event. I met her 2 years ago, and she, you know, initially had some interest, and then life got in the way. But I kept in touch with her. She ended up starting to work at this integrative medicine clinic. And then she said, you know, can we do something here? And I said, yeah. And she said, could Dr. Silverman do it? And I said, yeah. I just kept saying yes. David hadn't said yes yet. I said yes. We'll figure it out.
It's true.
And then, you know, here locally at the beginning of this year, I just had this realization. I'd been talking one-on-one with so many people, you know, and there's only so much time in the day, and this is not my only job that I'm working. And so I said, how can I capitalize my time? You know, I always hear people saying work smarter, not harder. Okay, I had to reflect, well, what does that mean? You know, where is my time going? And I realized that if I'm talking to a group of 5 people, that's smarter than if I'm, you know, driving all over the place to do 5 one-on-ones. And so I looked for a place to do a presentation, and I had that top of mind. I met Jackie. Jackie had a facility where we could do a presentation because I couldn't do it in my own home. And so we started doing them. And Jackie will tell you, there was not really a lot of people there at the beginning. We had 1 or 2 people. But from that consistency and people going, well, can I bring people next week? And can I bring people? And then we had a big event, and pushed people and said, like, this is a very special thing. Someone special is coming in. And we just Zoomed Dr. Silverman in. He wasn't even there in person. And from that, we built interest. And so the people that were there, guys, everyone talks about in network marketing, it's, you bring in 10 people and they bring in 10 people and they bring in 10 people. And conceptually we get it, numbers we kind of get. But I'll tell you what, it's incredible to sit in that room. I sat in this room on Saturday and I looked around, and 62 of the people in that room were my downline, my people or my people's people or my people's people's people, and I didn't even know half of them. But that's what this business is. And I just kept saying, wow. And it all started with the idea in my head. And Jackie and I had the same vision of filling that room. And it's so funny. We both said, Dr. Silverman's going to be at the front of it. And we did it. And I think, you just got to decide you're going to do it and then figure out how, and not have excuses. And well, how do you pack a room? Jackie will tell you, my whole team will tell you, they're probably sick of me saying, invite, 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 invite. Well, who am I going to invite, Danielle, and how? And I said, invite 200 people, every single one of you, invite 200 people. The capacity of that room is 200. And I said, if you each invite 200 people, you're going to get a lot of no's, and that's fine. Or you're going to get some yeses, and they're not going to come. And then you're going to get the ones that do come. And if we all invite 200, we can fill that room. And then I gave them language to invite. If it's a current customer or associate, invite them. They deserve to know about this. This is a unique event. It'll re-engage them. It'll get them excited. And so they invited them, and I gave them language for, what would you say to someone that is already, taking the product. Then I had, friends and family, the warm contacts. How would you invite them to an event like this? And then I had cold, just call off the street. This incredible technology is opening a line of distribution in our community. We're inviting people that we think can benefit from knowing, or their clients might be able to benefit from knowing. We've got limited tickets, limited seating. Do you want to come? And so just, powerful language and being bold, because what we have is incredible, and just conveying that to people. And then, where the rubber hits the road, Jackie's right. I was like, no, you're not falling apart. We're calling all these people. I have the list of your current associates. We're going to call them right now. Ready, go. And that's what we did. And, I think you need to lead your team. You need to show your team what to do, and then you need to help them do it if they need the help. And eventually Jackie's going to be able to turn around and do that with her people. I might be doing that all the time, but I'm teaching her, and it all just duplicates. So I hope that's helpful.
Very. And, being a leader, and I think we talked about this a long time ago, it's really just modeling. I mean, you do it. It wasn't like you were telling people to do things that you weren't doing, because you had guests. I mean, how many people did you sign up in the last week? Like 3 or 4 people, I think, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to keep going because I forgot you had asked me about the post event, what we did post.
Oh yeah. Because you were very organized at all the events, and we're focusing on the Saturday event. But what you and Wendy put together in Sarasota, you drove 2.5 hours to get there in traffic longer, and that was pretty powerful. And we're seeking out the people that really want to do this, and you identified a couple. And there were, how many people were in that doctor's office?
50.
Yeah, 50 people. And even the doctor was blown away, because we got the gel on everybody, and he saw it work for pain on every single person that was there. So go ahead. You were organized. You closed the meeting by saying specific words, and then you followed up with everybody. In fact, in Sarasota, you stayed, and the next morning you went and met with people. So how did you capture all the work that was put in to get people there? You didn't just say, hey, call us if you're interested. Tell us what you did to capture what you did.
Yeah, my mindset was, well, I'm putting all this effort in. People are going to go there. And then always you have to be thinking about the next step. So it's, you all taught me, it's from one event to the next. So I had to think about, okay, well, I need to show these people the path they need to take, but each person might be in a different bucket, so I need to be clear for each person where they need to go. And so I finished every meeting saying the same exact thing, which is, you all were here, you heard some wonderful information, and you're probably in one of 3 buckets. Either you have a lot of questions and you want to get them answered and they didn't get answered yet. And so I want you to connect with the person that invited you, and I had people that were associates stand up. I said, look at anyone here in this room. Myself, Dr. Silverman will be here afterwards. Ask us, get your questions answered. And I said, the second group of you, tried this gel, you tried the liquid, and or you want to try the liquid and you just want this product now. So how do you get it? Well, we'll go over, there's 3 ways that you can order. We have clipboards here, we have applications, print applications. So all you do is put your information there and we'll get it ordered for you. And then I said, and there's those of you that want to get involved with a team of people that is sharing this technology, because you're already thinking about people you want to share this with. And so if you have questions about that, we're going to do a business briefing on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. And I had picked a Zoom ID number ahead of time. I made little cards. I wish I had one, but I think David, you ended up taking them all home. But they were like little business cards, and it said business briefing, and it said Zoom ID this, 7 p.m. on yesterday, Sunday night, and then it explained how to get Zoom. And I said, if you want that, they'll be over here. Just come get that information. So it allowed people to kind of sort themselves, right? We're in the sorting business, so let's let them sort themselves. And then I can keep an eye out. Okay, business person, definitely need to connect. Okay, they're ordering product. Let's get their questions answered. And then the people that had tons of questions could answer some and then say, hey, look at these resources. And then the business briefing last night, basically I started it off saying, look, you were very fortunate. You got to learn this from Dr. Silverman, but you don't have Dr. Silverman in your pocket. You know, you can plug into things online, but he's not going to be down here again for some time. So I'm going to try and get him back. So, you know, we have activities that we do daily, weekly, and quarterly, and then annually with convention. So let me teach you what we do daily. Let me teach you, we taught about the charge-up call, taught about how to invite, peak interest, and then weekly there's events that you invite guests to, and then they come in and then they learn. And so that's what we did there. And it just, you know, I think a smooth system, making sure it's a clear path for people, and then that you get these people started right. Because, you know, why invite people if you're not going to follow up? It's the same thing with an event. Why invite people to the event if you're not going to properly follow up and give them a place to go?
Totally. Thank you. And I'm going to show a picture of the cards that you had printed. You had, they're sideways. I can't seem to rotate it on the screen, but those are the cards that were handed out to people. So, you know, I went to the trouble of going through the product, showing people the product worked, explaining the opportunity, talking about trading time for money. Had people sitting there like, you know, yeah, you know, I'd like to have passive income. I don't think of Mondays the same as Fridays. And here Danielle had these things printed up to have a call Sunday night. And it was just the preparation, the follow-up, everything was so professional. And quite frankly, much better than I would do. I mean, you know, I got ADD. I'm all over the place. I'm good up in front of the room, but there are a lot of things I'm not that good at. I'm good at telling people what to do with those things, but you were on it. And, you know, it's important. It really is important. And I really appreciate everything you did. And you did a 3-way call with me, with someone today that was very, very helpful. And I really appreciate you guys down there. I want to tell you that, Danielle and Jackie and Bill and Anna and everybody. Well,
we appreciate you, David. I mean, truly, it meant a lot for you to fly down here and do that for us.
Well, I'm energized. I drank a lot of ASEA, and we're ready to keep rocking. So thank you very, very much. Okay, let me move on before we do the introduction part of the call for new people. I put in the one thing, look in the chat box and you can find some important links. I put in the link to email Trish and Bob Schwinkler. They're the #1 earners in the company. They're in our upline to get on their newsletter. Okay, so I put that in there, info@teamsupport.com. info@ateamsupport.com. You'll see that. Email them and ask to be put on the newsletter weekly. I put on the link to register for the Maryland event, October 28th. I think it's $10 a person. It might be $1.50 or something for Eventbrite. Also, there's a leadership dinner we do Friday night before, and it's great it's really great. Karen Riley's going to be there. The Malmans are going to be there. I'll be there. Debbie will be there. It's for bronzes and above. So if you are bronze and above and you're going to be in town early enough to be there Friday night, do come with us. It's a lot of fun. Just casual. Karen's going to share some things from corporate that she'll probably share a little bit more on Saturday. But those Friday night things are great. What else did I put up there? Okay, so what I wanted to talk about is 3-way phone calls. And I put a link up to a YouTube link that I sent out to my group, and I sent it to Debbie to send down about 3-way phone calls, because there's a lot of a lot of people resist doing three-way phone calls, and it's because they don't understand them, quite frankly. I put the link into this video right here where I take 8 minutes to explain why it's so critical to do three-way phone calls. So look in your chat box there for that. And let me share real quickly what you're going to see in there in 2 minutes, and then give you a little guidance on how to do them properly. So if you don't do three-way phone calls in your business, you will not have success in your business. You may have some, and you may kid yourself and say, gee, I'm bringing in people. I don't need to do three-way phone calls. Well, the reason you're bringing in a lot of people if you're doing it without three ways, because it's all about you. You're doing something that's about you, and that's okay. You may be a good salesperson. You may have a lot of credibility. People may trust you. The problem with that is the people that you're bringing in are not going to have those same talents or skills or credibility. A small percentage will. And they're probably, the way you bring them in is all they know. So when they go to do this, they're going to duplicate what you did. And if they call their friends and they don't have that credibility or your sales skills, then they're going to come in, but they're going to fall flat on their face because they can't do what you did. Three-way phone calls, whether you're good at bringing people in or you're not, they're critical. It may not be critical for you to bring people in, but if you don't do three-way phone calls with your people as you're bringing them in and educating them about either bringing them as customers or associates, or bringing them into to getting on the product, if you don't do three-way phone calls, which gives the highest odds that you're going to get someone to both know about the product, know about the business, and get involved with one or both with a three-way phone call. If you do it without that, then your people will duplicate that, and then you got a problem. So I've seen people come in that don't do three ways and have horrible failures, and they either quit, which is really sad for them because they have dreams and aspirations, and they quit thinking this isn't going to work for me, but they never listened. They never paid attention to what we're talking about here, what I talk about on that video, what I'm talking about here, and they quit. Or they eventually say, like Harry said, it isn't working. So he started doing three-way phone calls, and boom, it's like, wow, it works. It maximizes the chance that you are going to get people to listen, to be on this product, and to be in the business. So why would you do something that has a much lower percentage chance of working? So three ways are important. Psychologically, people, all of a sudden, you talk to your people, they listen to you with a filter, whether you think so or not. You're talking, and they're hearing the words, but they are thinking about your background. They're thinking about, what does he know about this? What does she know about this? She's a school teacher. He's an attorney. We're talking about redox signaling molecules and anti-aging. Their minds rate. Think about it. Their mind is thinking about you, not what you're saying. You bring in a third party that's not there to convince or sell or do anything, just to validate that what you're saying is true. They hear a different perspective. They hear a different success story with the product. They hear the person just asking them questions. They're not listening to that third party with a filter because you have edified them as an expert. You've edified them as a great person. You've edified them as an honest person. You've told them that you're going to like hearing from Danielle or David or Jackie because you know what? They're just really, really good person, knows a lot more about this, and this is too important for you knowing about this to hinge on me. So I'm going to introduce you, let you guys talk. 5 minutes of talking to somebody else. It's a psychological thing, I'm telling you, where it just opens their minds. This is not manipulation. Three ways are not manipulation. It's not a matter of technique and closing somebody. It is validating that this is true. It's another party. And also finding out from the person who's the prospect, what do they want this to solve for them, right? We're just the whole 6 minutes, 6reasons.com video. The 6 reasons why people look at this. So three ways are critical because you know what? You don't have to be a good salesman to do a three-way phone call. You don't have to be a doctor to do a three-way phone call. But if you do a three-way phone call with Joe and Susan, and then Joe and Susan one day say, hey, I want to do this as a business. What do I do? You want to be able to, you model the behavior like we were talking about with Danielle. You've modeled the behavior. They know that three-way phone calls are part of the process. They're not resistant to doing them because the one that they had was pleasant and they saw that it wasn't about shoving it down people's throats, because that's the number one reason people don't want to do three-ways. They're afraid that the person they have on the phone is going to force it on their friends, or it's going to embarrass them. We have to be professional. We have to be caring. We have to listen. We have to ask questions, and we get better and better and better at doing three-way phone calls. And if you get your people on the phone with your upline, your prospects, whether it's product, business, whatever, if you get them on the phone with your prospect, with your upline, you're going to hear how a proper one is done. You're going to do 5, 6, 10 of these, and then guess what? The people that you bring in are going to say, I'm ready to go. Well, who do you think is going to be the expert for them? You are. Now, number one, if you didn't do a three-way with them, they're probably not going to do a three-way, and they're going to fail. But if you did three ways, you learned how to answer questions from your upline. Now you are the expert, and you're doing three-way calls with your person. Now, when they do 5 or 10 with you and other people on the upline, guess who's going to be the expert for their people's people? They are, because you train them to do three ways. So three ways are really key, guys. It's so important. There's a right way to do a three-way and a wrong way. Maybe next week we'll go into, if people want me to go through really walking through how to do a really good three-way phone call and make it so respectful, so nice, so pleasant that no prospect could ever be upset that you had somebody on the phone, then email me or message me on this and let me know, because I can do that. I can do that next week. We just don't have time tonight. So what I want to do is let me put this back on a gallery view. Is there anybody that would like to introduce somebody new on the line that they have? I'm sorry, we're running a little bit late.
I would.
Okay, Gabby, go ahead in LA. Who you got?
I've got 2 people on. The first one is Whitney Jenkins. She is someone I've known through my son. She's a millennial. She's a performer. She's amazing. She's already writing our list. Whitney, can you hear us? Are you still there?
I don't.
Uh-oh.
I saw her before, but I don't see her now. Maybe she had to pop off. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, Mel, are you still there?
Mel, let me unmute Mel.
There I am.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me all right?
I can, Mel. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm really excited to be here. It was first exposed to it yesterday, and yes, this looks like a big yes for me. It looks like a perfect fit.
So Mel,
a lot of different levels.
What's your background, Mel?
30 years as a commercial photographer and advertising and marketing, and the last 8-10 years I've been teaching meditation and self-help.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe we'll bring you on one of the calls, and can you do a Zoom meditation course real quick on one of the nights for like 15 minutes?
Of course I can.
Awesome.
I'd be honored.
I'd love to have you do that. I would love to have you do that. Mel, have you had experience with the product? You just got introduced yesterday. I'm glad that you're on the call, because Gabrielle is awesome and she invited you to be on here. Have you experienced it yet? Well, you got the bottle. There you go.
Had my first taste this morning. Yes. And Gabrielle, she had some of the, what's the topical?
The Radiant 28.
Yes. And I actually did try that. Yep. She had a tiny little bottle with a little bit left in it. And I have suffered with chronic lower back pain for years. I'm a little bit too tall, at least for the average airline. I'm 6'6", and
oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's that kind of anyone over 6 foot. They're probably a good target sales possibility for that alone, because that kind of comes with it. And I was amazed.
How long did it take before you got relief?
It seemed almost immediate.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, you can expect that, and within 10 minutes, the 90% of people that use it get that response. You put it on 3 times in 5 minutes, and we just see it over and over again. So
right.
Very glad to have you on board, Mel. Look forward to speaking to you on the phone. Maybe we'll do a 3-way phone call.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thanks, Gabby. Anybody else have any new one tonight?
Hello. Hi, I'm Dorothy, if you see me. I have my dear friend Ray on tonight, and Ray and I have been friends since elementary school, and she has been an associate since December, but last weekend she went with me to the event in Pinehurst and had the opportunity to meet Ed Weens and Maureen Hayes and Autumn Christie, and Ray and I shared a room, and it was just a wonderful time. And I think she's on here. And
She is. Let me see if I can get her. Ray, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have you on board. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good, good. Well, you couldn't pick a better person to have brought this to you. It sounds like you've been on the product for a while. Dorothy got you on the product, and
Yes, Dorothy's one.
And you got to an event. So you got to meet Ed Weens. And just real quick before we get to you, let me ask you a question. Ed is going to be the speaker at the 4 in homes this evening at 7:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, 7:30 Mountain, 7:30 Pacific this Thursday. And I have no idea what you're going to say because I haven't spoken to you yet.
Be careful.
How would you describe Ed Weens?
Oh, so personable, likable, competent, great speaker. I'm so excited. He invited me, he and his wife, to have dinner with them and some other couples after the conference in Pinehurst. So got to know them even better. Wonderful people. They all of the ASEA people just make you feel so included and welcome. It was wonderful. He's wonderful.
Ray, what's your background?
I've been a teacher, special ed and K through 8 for years and years, and homeschooled my children and other things, but that's enough.
Very good. Well, you mentioned special ed. So Thursday night we got special ed on four presentations, don't we?
Fantastic. Yes. It's going to be great.
Thanks, Ray. I look forward to speaking with you also.
Thank you.
Thanks. Gabby's awesome. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any new on tonight?
Hi, it's Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
I have my friend Natalie on the line, and we've been friends for about 17 years, and I went to a new networking group on Tuesday that she and her husband Don created, and I was just, I just ran out everything I could possibly say as fast as possible, and by the time I got home, I got a message from her saying, "You made an impression," so I'll let her tell you the rest of the story.
Awesome. Natalie, you on?
I am on. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yes, we got to meet each other a couple times, actually. I remember you had an amazing response with your shoulder, and your husband is Don, right?
Yeah, Don is over there on the computer, and I came over where there's more light because my computer doesn't have a video camera accessibility very easily. So I'm on my phone right now, but thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Jackie, like a week ago tonight, I would have never guessed that I would be involved in a network marketing company. But Jackie came Tuesday morning last week. I stayed home because of a headache, which was a direct result of my shoulder pain. I fell in 2014 and hurt my shoulder, and I've been decreasing my usage. I'm actually holding my phone right now with my right arm, which is something I would never have done a week ago. And Jackie went to the meeting. Another person at the meeting rubbed the 28, what is it called?
Renew 28, yep.
I don't even know everything what it's called. So they rubbed Renew 28 at the meeting on their shoulder. They had amazing results. Don, my husband, was like, okay, let me try it out. Let me tell Natalie about this. Jackie said, okay, I'll come by later. And so we ended up meeting, and I said, I was kind of, like, whatever. I've tried a lot of stuff. I tried a TENS unit. I've tried pain relief. My chiropractor, I'm already into alternative medicine. My chiropractor said, I'm not going to touch your shoulder. I think there's a rotator cuff issue. And like I said, I've just been decreasing my usage of it and becoming more and more left-handed as time was going on. and I wasn't sleeping at night because of the pain. So went by Jackie's. You know, I've known her for a long time. I'm like, okay, I'll put some on, whatever. You know, didn't really expect anything. And after the first application, I instantly had relief. And then we did the 3 times in 5 minutes, and it was just more and more relief. I've been doing it every day since. I'm holding the phone now with my right arm. I told my husband today, it was probably a constant between 8 and 10 on the pain level every day, all day long. And now I'm at a maybe 1 to 2, sometimes 3, depending if I don't use the gel. So that's a huge improvement. I can put my sunshade up in the car. I can use my phone with my right hand. I can do anything with my right hand right now. I don't have 100% mobility, but the inflammation I know is totally, you know, reduced. So it's the whole reason I'm even here, and the whole reason that Don and I even thought, you know, this is something for us to help with other people. He's already helped other people since then, but it's just been like a, you know, whirlwind of, you know, awesomeness, because I really didn't think, you know, that there was going to be any relief, and there was instant relief. So.
That's fantastic. Well, let me ask you a question. So you had that relief, you came to the event on Saturday, and you didn't go, you weren't one of the 10 people that came up because you had already seen it work. So what were you and Don thinking when you saw me bring up 10 people who were guests and ask them to rate their pain on a scale of 1 to 10, all 10 of them, and they sat down with their tubes? Were you expecting to see all of them get back up and say what they said, or what were you kind of like, wow, he's putting himself out there? What were your thoughts?
No, I expected it because of my results, and Stephen, who was at the meeting with Jackie, the guy that first put up the, you know, did the shoulder. And then Don came home. He put it on his knee. He had surgery on his ankle last year. He put it on his ankle. He had results. I firmly expected you to have at least 9 out of 10. I was thrilled that you had 10 out of 10. And I was like, you know, I was the one lady that had the knuckles, the first lady, she had knuckles and her arm.
Yeah.
And she was older. And I was like, I can't wait to see her in 10 minutes because she's going to be a totally different person.
Yeah.
And she was. And I just knew that she would be. Just based, you know, because once you experience it and you watch your husband, you know, go through the pain relief, yourself go through the pain relief, you just know that it's going to happen. And sure enough, she was, you know, she was so thrilled with her. I think she went from what did she have, a 7 or 8 to 0?
Yep, Nancy, she was the first one, and Jackie filmed it, so I'm going to try to get it out to everybody so they can see the lineup, the questions, the rating, and then Jackie filmed it again when I brought him back up, and it was powerful. And 2 of them were not really sure, but we said just sit down and keep doing it, and they stood up and said, "Wow, this really works." They were better. So.
And they volunteered that. I thought that was cool because they didn't wait for you. Well, I don't know. I think one of them might have, but the lady didn't wait for you. She interrupted you and told you, you know, hey, I'm having a big, huge difference here.
Yep.
Just in the last few minutes. So I was excited. I sat in the front row. I'm normally a back row seater, and I sat in the front row specifically to be able to see everything, you know, as close as I could, because I was excited about what was happening and what could happen for other people. And that's the whole reason we're here, is because, you know, if it can do this for me, obviously it's a great source of income opportunity, but it's also a great opportunity to be able to help other people that don't have, like, I didn't think there was any other option besides surgery. And you know, I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously. I don't know if I need surgery, but I know with my knee, surgery didn't really help. I still have pain in my knee. I had meniscus tears. So I've been doing the application on my knee as well, and I've just had decreased pain overall. We started the liquid, the actual ASEA on Friday night. Was it Friday night? Yeah. Friday night was our first drink of it while we were with you at the potluck.
Yep.
So, and I've been sleeping through the night, which is another thing that I thought would happen based on what Jackie was telling me. And I just, you know, after my shoulder thing happened in 5 minutes or whatever, I just thought, anything's possible.
Yep.
And I was pretty optimistic about it going in.
It gives people hope. It really does. Natalie, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Say hi to Don.
No problem at all. And I just wanted to tell Jackie, thank you so much. And I appreciate you being persevering with me. And after she had talked with Steven, I texted her. I'm like, dude, I got questions. And she was like, I'm on it. I have all the answers for you. And she does. So I appreciate you, Jackie.
Thank you.
All right.
Is there anybody else new on? I know we're over, but I don't want to slight anybody that has somebody new on or would like to announce themselves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this, everybody. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry we're a few minutes over. We're in the middle of a 90-day burst or 90-day surge. So we have our call scheduled to follow this call. So in a moment, I'm going to end this call totally. Everybody's going to be gone. And if you're part of the 90-day program, you can pop back on, same number. And I will tell you that we're going to have a jump-in point on November 1st. So it's a couple weeks away. If you want to be part of this surge, talk to your upline about it, because it's for people that really want to move now. It's not for people that are kind of testing the product. And maybe I'll talk to a few people that know they want to move. And it's an organized program that we do at the end of the year, well, after Labor Day to almost Christmas. That's really about it's a structured program with a minimum of 12 hours a week input. Some people put in 30 hours a week, but a minimum 12 hours a week of focused input into your business, fitting it into the nooks and crannies with real structure, support, and synergy of a group. So we invite you, if you're not part of it, to talk to your upline. You can jump in for the last 30 days of it on November 1st, actually about 40 days of it. And I'm going to unmute the lines and let everybody say goodbye, and then I'm going to end the call, okay? So hang on 1 second. Unmute all. Here we go. Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.
Bye, everybody.
Be well.
Bye, everyone. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Bye-bye.